And so the man, having lost everything he ever loved, was left utterly alone. He became a wanderer, his heart a hollow echo of the joy it once knew. Years passed in this way as he walked the earth with no destination. One day, weary and heartbroken, he arrived at the gates of a grand capital city. He entered the crowded main square and found a quiet corner to sit, unnoticed, expecting nothing. Suddenly, a strange silence fell over the bustling square. The crowd looked up in awe. The royal bird, released to choose the new king after the old one had passed, was circling the sky above. Everyone watched, holding their breath, as the majestic bird descended and landed gently on the shoulder of the bewildered, ragged wanderer. The people were in disbelief. "This cannot be," they cried. "A beggar cannot be our king." 3 times they released the bird, and 3 times it returned to the same man. Finally, accepting it as the will of heaven, they took the wanderer to the palace. This was a man who had seen the highest peaks and the lowest valleys of life. He had known loss, agony, pain, and suffering. He had also known wealth, poverty, loneliness, and the joy of a family. With this ocean of experience, with these scars on his soul, he ruled the kingdom beautifully. He solved problems with a unique compassion. He was relentless, never resting, pushing his ministers to work tirelessly for the people. He held meetings not just in the palace, but in the streets, among the common folk, truly understanding their needs. He was not just a king, he was a father to his kingdom. One day, he noticed that one of his most important viziers was absent from the royal council. The next day, the king summoned him. "Why were you not at the council yesterday?"
Your Majesty, my wife is gravely ill.
Your wife's health is important, but you are a servant of the state. You cannot abandon your duties at will. There are thousands of families who depend on you. You have 2 choices. Either resign your post or place 2 royal guards at your door. Let the state provide for your needs. A physician if she needs one, food from the market, water from the well, so you can return to your duty to the people. And so, the vizier, following the king's command, placed 2 new guards at the door to his wife's chambers and returned to his duties. And it is there, at that lonely doorway, that destiny began to reveal its incredible design. The 2 young guards, strangers to each other, began to share stories to pass the long hours. "I was very young," said the first guard. "A wolf attacked me,
The villagers saved me, but I was separated from my father. My mother, she had been stolen away even before that. My story is the same, the second guard replied, his voice trembling. My mother was stolen. My father and I were searching for her when we came to a river. He tried to save my brother from a wolf, and in the chaos, I fell into the water and was swept away. The two guards stared at each other, realizing the unbelievable truth. They were the lost brothers. From inside, the vizier's wife, who had overheard everything, burst through the door. "My sons!" she cried, throwing herself to the ground before them. The mother had found her children, and the brothers had found each other. But their tearful reunion was brutally interrupted. The vizier returned, unaware of the true story and seeing what he believed to be a forbidden meeting, his face twisted with rage. Without a single question, he condemned the two young guards to death for treason. The brothers, who had just found each other, were immediately dragged to the execution grounds. Hope, it seemed, was lost once again. Just at that moment, as the two young men were about to be taken away, the wise traveler arrived at the palace square once more. He saw his old friend, the man he once knew as an ox, now sitting on a throne as a king. "Look at you now! Yesterday you were an ox, and today you are a king. Has everything finally settled for you? Have you found peace?" "It is true, I am a king," the protagonist replied. "But this is not forever. This too shall pass. Nothing is permanent." Is there nothing in this world that remains? Does everything simply pass away? Is there nothing that lasts? "Return in 6 months," the king said, "and I will give you the answer."